faire attendre un excusez, Stéphane. Allez, Stéphane?
Salut, père.
Oui.
Tu es correct?
Hey, je peux te rappeler parce que je suis avec Martin sur une autre ligne.
Y a pas de problème, y a pas de stress.
OK, je te rappelle tantôt.
Y a pas de problème. Bye. Toute la nuit, 500 000 dans les routes de pluie me séparent encore de toi. 500 000 pour le foot ici. Pour toi. Que schlack. On espère qu'on va avoir assez de storage. C'est pas super. C'est pas super, pas tout. Ouf. 500 000 sur les routes de pluie. Oh, bordel de merde. J'ai pas de storage. Putain de merde. Ok. Bon. Good, we have enough. On en a assez du storage là. 6.4 grammes. 6.4 gigs. C'est quoi ça? Salut, c'est Don Chabink. Yes, an intro in French. Comment ça va? Fait que tu vas bien. Aujourd'hui, on est le jour. Hey, c'est tellement bizarre de commencer un intro comme ça. You want me to do it in French or in English? Because we can do it in French and in English. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do it in English, yes. So I'll tell you why we're doing it in so first of all, don't blink, it's your boink. Got to do something. Plus, we need some more light in here. So let's get some lights. Don't blink, it's your boink. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the video. Considering you are having a fantastic freaking day on this glorious night. Do mean glorious. 27th. 27th? Yes. 27th February 2026. It is a gorgeous day outside. It's quite cold. We're starting the day, so yeah, you just enjoy it. We're gonna have a good time today. Gonna have a really good time today. So, without further ado, let's go. You know what? So we'll tell you what we did in English. Sorry about the very weird start of the day. I'm gonna tell you what we did in English because we have a bunch of things to do. We got bread, cheese sticks for supper. So it's gonna be delicious. So, don't blink, it's your boy Ink. Welcome to the show. Welcome to day 148 of Project Vendetta, or 27 February 2026. It is a gorgeous day outside, quite cold, that we like it. It's that we're awake, but not super awake, so why? I had a really hard time going to sleep last night. Really hard time. Then I got waken up by my father. I got waken up by my father, calling me to say, "Hey, I'm at Costco. Do you need anything?" He's like, "Yeah, I'm good." But then I thought about it. I said, "You know what? A block of cheese would be nice." Because I love cheese. I love cheese, pa-pum. I love cheese, pa-pum. I love cheese. Yes, we do. Woo woo. We're gonna be waiting for the snacks today. For a taste test of the snacks. Why? Very simple. First of all, we are having cheese sticks. We're gonna have cheese puff, and we'll have two kinds of Hershey's cookie and cream. So, kind of good. So, why were we asking if we should do the video or the intro in French or in English? That's a good question. The reason why is very simple. Yesterday we celebrated something that's quite important. We started our very first. Good, but holy shit. A lot of fish is so weird. We started our very first playthrough of Resident Evil 4, which is not my first playthrough, but my very first playthrough in French. So we did play some Fortnite in French here and there, but we never did. Why? Well, Resident Evil 4 came out. Resident Evil 9 comes out today. And I had my little sister. Not my real sister, but somewhat of a younger sister. She's French. So, I'm a big fan of her movie and the likes. And I was like, you know what? I've been craving to do a French playthrough. So the French playthrough is kind of crazy story. I was supposed to start these January 2025. I was watching a lot of freaking Outdoor Sport by then. The first playthrough that I wanted to do was Ratchet and Clank. The problem with Ratchet and Clank, it didn't work in English. It's like, fuck, dude. So you tell me that this didn't work in French. There's no French version of this game. My apologies. And there's no French version of this game, so I can't do it. And then the ID just left. So, the Resident Evil 4 remake is the first French playthrough. And you see, this is the thing with content creation. Sometimes you have ideas, sometimes you plan, sometimes things just happen for another reason, one reason or the others. So, for example, Resident Evil, did I think it's ever going to be my first playthrough in French? No. But the way it works is amazing because I played the second and the third remake so often. I played them twice because I just thought it was a fantastic game and my introduction to Resident Evil. And then Resident Evil 7 and 8. At this point, I like Resident Evil, and I'm a fan of the series. My favorite is the 8, so we play more. The 7, we only played it once, which is technically not true. We did play it, so it's kind of weird. We played it once, but we didn't play the DLC. So then we did a playthrough of just the DLC, which is a very weird thing indeed. Last year, we tried to do the Resident Evil, but I don't like the first. I didn't like it. It felt too. It felt awkward. It was weird to play. I wasn't comfortable playing it. I know that is a lot of nostalgic value for a lot of people, but not me. So then the 4 came out, but at this point, the 4 coming out is a weird thing. It's a really, really, really weird thing because at that point I'm working. And at that point, I'm not only working, but we're going crazy on content. So this is really when I fell in love with content. I was editing, I was making videos, I was writing at that time. So we just overcharged. And what happened with Resident Evil 4, the first time, is a very bad story. A very bad story because I'm playing it in March 2023. In May 2023, I do a depression because I'm tired because I work too much, or situation I'm getting bullied by a certain person. I'm like, fuck that, and I just fall into depression. And then the craziest thing is because we don't play a lot, we'll play possibly 2-3 hours per day. It takes me a while to finish the game, the Resident Evil 4. And by the time we finish it, guess what happened? Separate Ways come out. And Resident Evil 4, to me, was I want to say 20, but maybe 30 hours game. Separate Way was a 20 to 30 hours game. So the 4, I never really felt the need to play it because it was such a long game. It was 60 hours, right? And then you got the Mercenary DLC. So you know what's crazy? I remember playing the Mercenary DLC and watching the whole Sniper Wolf versus Jack's film. And to me, it was insane because I was like, holy shit, dude, this is how much it was. But then it was almost 3 years ago. We played it in March 2023. We played the 10th of March 2023. Well, you know what's insane? Oh, no, never mind. I'm going to say 3 years later, they released it was Resident Evil 9, but it's not 3 years later. It's not 3 years later, it's 2 years, 11 months, and 3 weeks. So, yeah, it is not 3 years. Which is kind of crazy when you think about it, because I would have put 3 years just to be like, hey, you haven't played this Resident Evil game in 3 years, right? My apologies. So, yeah, we played yesterday, and I was talking about with Delise, my little sister, Resident Evil, and I was like, dude, I feel the craving to play it. And for some reason, the 4th was the last. I think it's actually quite simple for why it was the 4th, because the 4th is the last one we played, and it was possibly my favorite, right? And I just had such a good time that I was like, okay, well, you know what? Let's fucking do it. Let's fucking have fun. Let's fucking do it. We should be okay. I'm gonna have some fun, right? And yeah, so then I was like, Delray, she speak in French. I was like, what if it was my first playthrough in French? Now, this is a mistake that I made. Is I gotta do a project without checking if I can. For example, I did a 20 minutes video on watching Clink in French, and she realized, hey, it's not available in French. Or like, what the fuck are you talking about, dude? So within Invol 4, I was able to play it in French. I'm able to play it in French yesterday. Now, here's the thing. The reason why I wasn't sure if I was gonna make this intro in English is because I am perfectly bilingual. However, it is hard for me. So it's complex. I'm gonna have small conversation in French or in English, and I'm gonna be able to change. But then I'm gonna move. So here's the thing. I don't know why. If I spend too much time speaking in English, right, I'll forget a little bit of French. I'll look for words. If I spend a lot of time speaking in French, I'll be looking for words in English. So I could have done it in French this morning and be like, hey, the whole thing in French, even though we're going to do a Twitch stream tonight, TikTok live tonight. It's going to be in English, but still. So yeah, so there's pretty much it. Now, the intro today, super simple. Horrible morning, but a great morning instead. It's just so weird. Because of the adrenaline of playing Resident Evil 4, which again I love, I wasn't able to sleep well. So I went to sleep at like 6 o'clock in the morning. Went to bed at 4 in the morning. By the way, we're having a lot of problem with the playthroughs. So yesterday was Voiceless and Speedster that broke. The day before was Resistance Reborn, and the day before that was Sword. So every single day we're having a problem with the recorder, which I don't know why. I know I'm uploading, I'm filming a lot, but I was always filming a lot. So what changed? I don't know. Right? And the craziest thing with Resident Evil, I'm gonna go back to Resident Evil, is that by the time we're done with Resident Evil, I'll be starting Walking Dead. So Walking Dead is also a zombie thing. So we're kind of doing a month of October and February, March, which is kind of cool. I like it because we did a depression. That's October, and October is my favorite month for Halloween. Also, crazy thing, I know that has nothing to do with the story, but I just feel like talking today. And I kind of want to bank on my English for now, because I know I'm going to be spending 3 hours or 4 hours speaking in French. And we'll talk about this more, but it's so weird to speak French. I'll tell you guys why after. Again, 147. So yeah, so what I was talking about? Okay. So yesterday, the playthrough break, the phone is full. There's really good drama on TikTok. So I'm like, okay, well, fuck it. Let's go sleep later. I ended up sleeping at 4. Couldn't sleep because I was nervous. I was nervous that the phone wouldn't work. I was thinking about solution and adrenaline of Resident Evil. I went to bed at 6 o'clock. My father calls me at 11 o'clock. He never calls me. I always call him. And he wakes me up and is like, what are you doing asleep? So I felt bad about going to sleep. So I stayed up. Couldn't focus, couldn't do much, so I ended up doing everything I could. So we did I think it's 6 or 7 6 7 6 7 clips for the live of yesterday, which allows us to actually delete the live of yesterday, which is quite nice. We did really good, really freaking good. Voiceless is done. Resistance Reborn finished not even an hour ago. We were reading Dr. Stone as we were doing the editing for Shield. So we did the editing for Shield, I want to say at 2:45. It is 3:16. It's about 30 minutes ago, almost exactly. And then Resistance Reborn finished at 2:54, 55, I don't know. So we're actually lucky. So and I was like, okay, well, let's start with the intro. Then I realized the phone was almost empty of batteries, but I was like, you know what, fuck it, let's struggle on, power on, we'll do what we can. Yeah, so we know what happened to I'm a dumbass. The first thing I should have done is check if the upload were finished, because now I'm at I'm starting the intro and I'm like, you're not finished with the upload. So the file I'm going to delete, which is 37 gigs of storage, is not, you're not able to delete it because it's not uploaded. So you have to wait 10 minutes, but I'm not going to wait 10 minutes because if I'm going to wait 10 minutes, I'm going to be waiting 20 minutes, I'm going to be waiting 20 minutes, and then I'm not going to do anything today. Already, this morning was a bit of a slow start. So yeah. So the plan of today is what? Because that was yesterday. That was the outro. The plan of today, super simple. Intro, quick shower because I stink. And feeling like a shower is, ultimately speaking, my perfect day. Is you wake up, you do an intro, you take a shower, and then your day begins, which is pretty cool. Yeah. So I'm gonna take a shower. We're gonna do a Twitch stream. The problem with the Twitch stream is I'm possibly not gonna be doing much because tonight I wanna at 6:30 I wanna do TikTok live. We don't have that much to do today, which is not true. We have 8 chapters of Dr. Stone. We have hella clips because we played a lot yesterday. Played for 7 hours, so there's gonna be 7 hours of clips to do. Am I playing with this? Why? Because everything that you do, you give yourself a little hit here, and that hits help you wake up, give you adrenaline. So, since we're pretty sleepy boys, we're gonna do it. So news from Carly. What the heck? 3 days, dude. I'm worried. Good. Okay.
Tu sais, le genre de personne qui veut du mal à personne, là, ben.
Why are you screaming, dude?
We have got to
Why are you
talk
screaming,
about this
dude?
man for a second. I am No, what I did.
I don't know. I don't know if frickin' if it's meant for TikTok to open up and being so loud, or the people are talking loud, but it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense, dude. It makes no sense. ¿Por qué? Dude, yesterday I was talking. Also, I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. We should let you in on a little secret when I'm gonna talk about this, right? So yeah, so today stream TikTok live, stream, sleep. as simple as this. Yesterday, I'm impressed with myself because yesterday we did, that wasn't planned, but we still did. We did, fuck. Yesterday, it's hard to be impressed with myself because we did 2 hours of editing the behind the scene and the intro. Then what we did was we slept for 2 hours. We played Fortnite for an hour and a half. We live for 4 hours, and then we went to we went to Resident Evil 4 for about 5 hours. So yeah, pretty impressed. Even though we slept, so today the plan is to do the same because I want to be in a habit. If I can make an habit of working hard, then it doesn't feel like working hard. And if it doesn't feel like working hard when I complain, I won't. So yeah, so today super excited. Now for the pièce de résistance, bit of psychological talk. A bit of psychological talk, what's going on in my mind, let's share pain, because fuck that, but mostly there's a lot of positive coming on, so you'll see. There's no taste test again today, because the plan was to do, cheesy poof. Cheesy puff, and, we got 2 Hershey's bar. They're not Hershey's though. They're Cadbury dairy milk, and we got Hershey cookie and cream, Oreos cookie and cream. So basically, somewhat of the same thing, but a very different very different approach. Also, the cheese stick no name is gonna be good. It's gonna be a solid meal today. So today we're kind of partying because it's Friday. Why not? Oh, fuck. Savvy. That's good though. Grizzly Huckleberry Lemonade. Amazing. Feels good. So yeah, so yesterday was a really good day because 2 days ago, and this is a question of balance, right? Always looking for balance. My whole life's about balance. 2 days ago, we have a really bad day because I'm mad. People are trolling. I'm getting suspended for XY reason, which I don't even fucking know, which is dumb. I'm not complaining. I'm just saying. Oh, by the way, we got fucking a lot of cash value, baby. My apologies. Golly. My apologies. Golly. I said cash. A lot. Because we need for credit pounding. Hello. What else am I talking about? A lot. A lot. I don't even know what I'm talking about, dude. Which happens most of the time. I know, it's hard to believe, but fuck. Galaxy Compressor, you're not the right one. You're not the right one. I was a shy kid. Give me violence. I met you in the summer. Everything I wanted. After time passed, I feel like a puppet. You can throw me away in the darkest fade. I'll be back in your arm on another day. Now you got new friend. Not the old one. Not the best one. She says I'm an addict. She's an alcoholic. They don't really care about you like I do. Take me back to high school. I'm gonna guess if I do. I met you in the summer, everything I wanted. After time passed, I feel like a puppet. You can throw me away on the darkest fade. I'll be back in your arms on another day. Yep, good song. I was in the apartment though. So yeah, so 2 days ago, again, balance. So 2 days ago, guess I'm wearing the same pants. Oh shit. You're not supposed to be nice outside. It's supposed to be caca. Are we gonna get a sunset? Because if I get a sunset, that's gonna be... I'm gonna be wanting to film it. Fuck it. We only live once. Let's leave it for another day. There's 256 sunsets a year. I could skip one. Uploading the weather report. Nothing. Great. So 2 days ago, getting a lot of trolls, we're getting suspended. The second I get suspended, this was a drop that really filled the water bottle. I get suspended. And the minute I get suspended, I get a guy DMing me and a girl DMing me. And it's I'm gonna be honest. It came at the same time, and I'm like, what the fuck? I was live not even 2 minutes ago. Right away, hey, pay attention to me. No, dude. I'm tired. I work a lot. You're worth attention, but you're worth a person that will give you the attention that you desire, because they're not a workaholic, you know? And if the person feels bad giving you attention, you say, fuck you. You're not gonna give me attention, I'll get it somewhere else. That's it. As simple as this. Cream cheese, though. You know? You shouldn't force people to have your attention. And I'm an asshole. I prefer working. I'll choose work over people 9 times out of 10. 9 times out of 10. You know? So yeah. So I feel bad. I was like, you know what? Yesterday you kind of lost control, dude. That is a no bueno situation. You have to avoid those things because they make you look stupid. They make you look like unstable, right? Did we do that for that? No. It's just because I'm so complex. I'm a better person to be around. I'm a better person to be around. It's so selfish. I'm a better person to be around when I'm in a good mood, right? So do I do it for that? Because I could do it for that. I don't know. I think the biggest fear is I'm going to be looking down on these videos one day. I'm like, you're such an asshole. Because I'm making a conscious effort not to watch my own content because I'm hypercritical. And I'll hyper-focus on the flaws, and I'll be changing the content. And not changing the content because I want to improve changing the content because I'm afraid that I'm not good enough. So that's not good. I'd rather be in blissful ignorance and think I'm doing okay. Right? That sounds good? Drink a lot of water, kids. Always important. Plus, in a couple decades, it's going to be the war for water, so... yeah. I think that's why. So yesterday I'm going, you know what, Ink? Whatever you do tonight, don't get pissed off. Don't get mad. I talked to my little sister again. I fucking adore her because she's a little shit. She's not my real sister, but you guys know that I had a sister that was supposed to be there, but she's dead. Yeah, so sister issues, and she's a little shit. That girl, she's a little shit, but I love it because I'm like, dude, I'm an asshole too. I'm a fucking prankster. I'm a douchebag. I'm an asshole, but I'm an it's endearing asshole, right? And then I'm doing this food review, and she doesn't care. She talks about everything others, and she got the agenda. So it's very hard. And I'm like, dude, you know what's the craziest thing? If it wasn't for the fucking clips, because I'm doing clips, I wouldn't care. I wouldn't care. But I do clips. I'm like, okay, well, we should possibly go back to the subject, right? Yeah. So I was a bit, not necessarily annoyed, but I'm like, dude. And the craziest thing is, I know that when I'm not going to be busy, she'll be gone, right? Is it matters? No. Just timing and, I don't know, common courtesy. If a guy is doing the dishes or he's fucking cleaning the apartment, don't say, hey, dude, you have 10 minutes of time? Do you have a minute to talk? Do I look busy? If a yes, maybe I am, right? And then we're talking about Resident Evil, which is ultimately speaking what led me to speak to do Resident Evil 4 in French, which is amazing. You see, there's sun now, which is great. Which is fucking great. Nice. Why? Because I'm going to have a behind the scene that says, hey, we're done with the intro. We're going to take a warm shower, 20 minutes, because I want to read, I want to watch one of DBZ. And then we're going to be streaming, which I'm excited for. And then we're talking about Resident Evil 9 and said, she's like, I'm afraid because I'm going to get spoilers. I'm like, you're going to get spoilers of Resident Evil 9. And then she watched TikTok. She goes on, I don't know, doom scrolling, right? And then she sent me a fucking snap, and I got really pissed off, really annoyed, because she sent me a snap, and she's like, hey, I'm not going to tell you how the main character dies, but he dies. I know. No, sorry, my apologies. I'm not going to tell you how the main character dies, but it's sad. This is a sad way. And I'm like, you just told me the fucking main character dies, dude. What the fuck is wrong with you? You just spoiled the entire game. And I'm telling you, like, dude, you understand that you spoiled the game and that's not cool? And she sent me 4 or 5 snap of her eating cookies, like, oh, I made some really good cookies. I should probably keep some for my boyfriend. I told you about how not cool it is. And you're talking to me about cookies. And I'm like, you don't care that I'm not happy with you. And it didn't bother me that she spoiled it. It mattered me that she didn't care. It bothered me that it was nice to her. And we had a legit good talk for an hour. And then you just ruin it because of your lack of self-awareness. I'm like, what the fuck, you know? I was pissed off a little bit. But then we had the freaking Resident Evil 4. And that was amazing. So the whole thing. Why am I talking about the little sister and the annoyed? Because I made a conscious effort yesterday not to get angry, but it's just every single day people fuck with you, and you're like, okay, well, fuck, what am I supposed to do, right? And it's not a big deal, but it's still, told the story yesterday. There was a guy that wanted to play Fortnite with me, and that guy was insistent. And when I say insistent, he was insistent. He didn't stop. He would come into every single Twitch stream and would say, that's the craziest thing. He would say things like, hey, can we play together? And I'm like, oh, dude, that's my last game. Sad. I would come in. I would be there for like 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Say, hey, can we play together? I'm like, no, dude. When I not say, and I just say no. You just didn't understand. You just didn't get it. You just didn't compute. And the worst thing is people lack self-awareness. It's amazing. So I'm tired of him, and I'm talking to this guy, Aiden, at work, and Aiden is a huge fan of Red Dead Redemption 2, and I have the game, so I'm like, dude, you have to stream that, it's amazing, you're gonna change your life. I'm like, wow, whatever. But then, he talks to me about it for like a month, and it's always like, hey, this game is great, this game is great, this game is great. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna try it. The guy that had no self-awareness comes in the very first stream, say, hey, can we play Fortnite? And I'm like, well, I'm gonna play another game. And he is like, oh, did you know that this character betrays you at the end? What? And I'm like, I cannot believe you spoiled the game, dude. And I get pissed off. I'm like, I don't know if you want to play with me, but you just ruined the game so we can play together, which is so fucking stupid. So then I go in, and I'm like, hey, bro. I block him. Because fuck that, right? You know what he says when I block him? Oh, you banned me by mistake. No, dude, it's not a mistake. And these people like that, the biggest problem is they don't understand. They don't realize they're doing something wrong. So you can't get mad. It's like getting mad at a baby for breaking a plate. Baby gonna break plate, it happens. You know? They don't know better. So yeah. So that's why I was having a hard time controlling myself. But at the end we did, right? So now for the finale of this, because we're not gonna do a snack review. I'll be back in your arms on. Can you believe that I've been doing this video for that long? Crazy, huh? Crazy, huh? My apologies. Okay, we still got 15 minutes. So how did it feel playing Resident Evil in French? It's such a weird experience. Because I try to avoid French in my content. Now, I'll talk to people in French. It's really... Okay, so it's complex. I avoid French in my content for multiple reasons, which we're going to get into. But I'll speak French. So, for example, in a live stream, when people talk French to me, I'll talk French. Or when it's a product that come from where I was born, Montreal and shit like that, I'll make the effort to speak French because we're gonna represent, right? I'll react to the show in French, right? So the reason why we're avoiding French is because the reason why we avoid speaking French is because of the reason we made a channel. So the reason we made the channel was because I was getting bullied at work. I didn't like my life. This is kind of crazy. This is, again, I told this story multiple times, but never with Project Vendetta. So I was working with a place, and that place was amazing. People were nice to me, but I was the odd guy out. It was everybody was Romanian, and most of them spoke French. Most of them speak English. It was perfect, and they never took me out of conversation. If I was asking, hey, what are you talking about? They would always include me, and then when they were talking about me, they would say what they said in French because they wanted me to understand. It was a really good environment. However, I didn't want to be the guy that always asks, hey, dude, can you please include me? Because if it's not natural, then it shouldn't be natural. And bless them, but they were talking about Romanian politics and soccer, and I don't care about any of that. So I'm like, okay, whatever, right? So wasn't distancing myself, but still, there was this guy who was also on the outs because he was an asshole. Even this guy was a fucking asshole. This guy's a bully, and just to let you know how much of a bully he was. Everybody hated him at work. He came to me, death threat. I was doing the 2023 depression. That was because of him. Death threat. This guy, I was gone for like 6 weeks because I broke my ankle, and there was three different people that refused to work with him because there was an incident. The boss is like, dude, I cannot change you. The only one that can endure him. So that guy was abusive. And there's no such thing as little abusive. There's only like very, very abusive. So the guy comes in, and he's abusive. And every single day he becomes more and more abusive. The reason as to why, there's two reasons as to why. He was broke. This guy couldn't handle money because he come from a poor country. He never had money, so when he had money, he didn't know what to do with it. First of all, there's two main things. He has a kid at 40 that was not planned. Understand? So we live in a 3.5. He had a third kid. They had 2 kids in 3.5, which is 1 bedroom. How do you have 2 kids in 1 bedroom? And the guy was making more than me, and his wife was a teacher. So how's that work? I don't understand. And it wasn't planned. It's like, okay, well, I'm broke. I'm even more broke. And he was telling the boss, like, hey, I need more money. I have more kids. Like, dude, I'm giving you, we're one of the highest paid worker here, and you can't handle that. I'm going to give you more money. You got to buy more stupid shit. He literally said that. So he said, no, I'm not gonna help you out. Plus, he said, it's your fault for having a kid so late in life, you know, which is kind of like an asshole thing to do, but it's true. And also, he hated me because I was a gamer. I was French Canadian, and he came to French Canada, right? And his kids, that's a sad thing. His kid and his wife, they were very, very into the French culture because Romanians they speak Latin. Latin is a language similar to French because no, I'm so sorry. Romanian is similar to French because they're both coming from Latin, right? So it's an easy language to learn. So the wife, she was super happy with the teacher there. She was happy. The kids, they had friends and they wanted to play games with Fortnite. So the guy was like, you represent everything that is taking my family away from me. You're not taking it away from me. They decided to adapt themselves to a new country. You didn't. You stayed in your old country, but you immigrated, bro. So it doesn't work. All this to say, I get depressed, right? And all of this to say, I have a way to cope with everything, and that way is to hide music. So I hide music, but then because I'm so fucking sad and so depressed, I cannot spend a day without having music. So I listen to music, 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 I listen to music. And if finally, guess what happened? It's insane. I've listened to this so much that I've listened to the whole entirety of Kid Boga channel. Back then, you didn't have more Kid Boga. Three times. That's three years of content. That's 9 years of content at all. And we watching it like that's in a year. And he keeps saying, and I'm so fucking depressed. And he keeps saying, if you want to see more of me, you can find me on Twitch. And I don't know what Twitch is. So I find Twitch and I find video games. I'm like, dude, I could do that. I could absolutely do that. So then, I can absolutely do that. Guess what happened? I need a new name. So this name is going to be Ink Vendetta. Why? Because Vendetta was vengeance. And I was feeling depressed and I was feeling like I hated the world, right? Oh, I'm going to be mad at the world. I'm a fucking woe is me, right? So I created Ink Vendetta to revenge of the world, right? And then, the craziest thing is, it starts to work, right? Now, this is not true. Ugh, no storage. No storage. My apologies. Fuck, dude. Doesn't fucking work. Stupid thing. Has no chance. We see a picture back of how Chrome wants to save Rory. That's a very sweet thing, and the importance of him winning because we could give. Because module wise, we're not doing good. I have no storage. I could do this. I could do this. Yes. She's an alcoholic, if I'm really being honest. And they don't care about you like I do. Get me back to high school.
Je t'en parlerai. Mais c'est ça, je commence à streamer moi avec, mais je vais pas faire du gaming, moi je vais re-streamer les autres. Ouais, ok, ouais. Comme moto. Exact. Comme Zach, comme moto, comme tout le monde qui fait ça à cette heure. Moi je peux le faire ça. Ça va me donner à quoi? Rien, j'aurais même pas assez de bureau. Ouais, on s'en parlera en privé, je veux pas en parler ici. Non, t'es calme. Attends, je vais t'envoyer mon. Oh. Attends, 17. Je veux pas m'acheter un PC, ma blonde en a déjà un, j'ai pas besoin d'en acheter un. Non, ben c'est pour ça, attends. Je vais juste t'envoyer mon lien. Partager cet article.
You Max Boy.
Allô? Alex. Hop. Ça, c'est mon bras. Tu veux-tu d'autres choses? Parce que pour moi, j'ai toutes les meilleures affaires ici de live. Là. Ben, pas les meilleures affaires. Je veux dire, moi, avec là, ce que je vais avoir, ça va pas être de la merde. Là. Non, mais c'est ça, mais quelle serve Red Side. Mais ouais, mais. Sinon, j'ai un casque. Un casque, là, je te jure, man, il est malade. Ça aussi, il faudrait genre d'ailleurs un casque, hein? Ouais.
Well, I'll call this. Of course, we didn't have enough storage. Me with my big mouth, it's okay. So what we did was we transferred the first part of the intro. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna transfer the first part of the intro. I'm gonna transfer it, and I'm gonna be uploading it, which is, I know, groundbreaking, isn't it? Did I do this? Did I do that? No, we didn't finish uploading this. Eee. Jesus Christ. 100%? Good. So yeah, so like I was saying, Vendetta was vengeance, and Ink was because people call me Ink because I was very tattooed. So I was like, okay, well, you know. And then things work, which is not true because things didn't work right away. What was going on was a group of streamers that was like, hey, if you come follow if you go see my shit, I'm gonna help you out. If you go see my shit, I'm gonna help you out. So it was a group of streamers that was watching each other content, which is not good because you don't have this growth, you have this seeming growth. So people think that you're doing good, but you're not doing good because it's always the same people. And those same people don't care about your content because they want to do their contents, right? type shit. Now I just a fan, which is insane to even start to understand. And then what? And people start to know me, and I find people that I like. Because in that bunch, there's a lot of people that are taking advantage of people, and a lot of people that are honest. Honest people, I show my face, but now when I show my face, I'm like, okay, well, people know who I am. Oh, of course. Ouais, allô?
Salut, ça va?
Ça va bien?
Oui, ben, j'ai t'as fini avec Martin. Là.
Y'a pas de stress. Hey, je l'avais excusé pour tantôt.
Pourquoi?
Ben, ça fait une couple de jours que je dors vraiment mal.
Bon.
C'est quand tu appelé, je te dormais.
Bon.
Fait que t'as trouvé le bloc de fromage?
Ouais, ben, t'as envoyé une photo?
J'ai pas vu.
Ah oui, ben, je t'ai envoyé une photo. Maintenant, t'as vu, le fromage, c'est des trous de fromage.
Hein?
Provolone.
Oh, quand même.
Fait que tu vas pouvoir servir de ça. Ça va peut-être être plus versatile que bloc de fromage.
Ouais, parce que le bloc de fromage, je le mange à boucher.
Ah, ben, parce que tu vas pouvoir en mettre, tu vas tout dans le sandwich.
Ouais. Non, j'ai rien reçu comme photo.
Ah, ben, dans ce cas, je te l'ai envoyé.
Je suis dessus maintenant.
Ah! Tu l'as passé?
Non.
C'est-
Salut, on va chez Costco, t'as besoin de quelque chose? Non.
Non, mais pas après.
Eh, j'ai compris, mais je l'ai pas.
Ah, ok, ben, on va prendre une photo, puis je...
Mais Nathan a raison, c'est beaucoup plus versatile puis c'est beaucoup mieux. Puis à la fin de la journée, pas là. Du fromage, c'est du fromage.
Oui.
Puis à la fin de la journée, tu sais quoi le pire?
Non.
Le poids, il va être le même. Que ce soit 900 grammes en bloc ou 900 grammes en tranche, ça fait aucune différence, là.
C'est du provolone.
Ouais, mais le provolone, c'est quand même pas pire. Le provolone, c'est quand même nice parce que c'est un peu similaire, en fait, à de la mozzarella,
Oui.
mais avec un peu plus de goût de fromage.
OK.
C'est pas comme du cheddar. Le cheddar, c'est plus fort que ça, là. C'est entre le cheddar et le mozzarella.
Ça te fait le 14 piastres, puis t'as pas de taxe sur ça.
Parfait, je le rembourserai quand je vais te voir bientôt.
Il y a pas de problème. Il est au frigidaire.
Good. Le poids, c'est quoi?
De quoi?
Le poids. Parce que qu'est-ce qui est arrivé, là, c'est quand tu m'as appelé. Moi, j'avais dit rien, parce que l'affaire qui arrive, c'est que j'allais faire épicerie mardi.
OK.
Mais après ça, je me suis dit, hey, le fromage, là, c'est toujours bon de 1. Puis de 2, je peux le pogner moins cher au côté. C'est cher, du fromage, là.
Ouais.
C'est cher.
Ben, je sais que c'est cher.
Fait qu'au Costco, tu penses que t'as eu un bon deal?
Ben, cette semaine, il y avait aucun fromage avec des...
Mais Non, mais Provolone, c'est une bonne marque. C'est une bonne sorte.
Bon. Mais parce que c'est... On t'a pas acheté des fromages suisses parce que...
Non, c'est le seul que j'aime pas.
Ah, c'est ça.
C'est le seul que j'aime pas.
Maintenant, quand tu regardes, elle dit, avec lui, il est déjà tranché. Ben,
Ouais.
Ça serait peut-être mieux pour lui s'il veut faire un sandwich, s'il veut en mettre sur je sais pas, n'importe quoi.
Non, c'est une bonne idée. C'est une très bonne idée.
Bon.
C'est une très très bonne idée.
Tu diras si tu l'aimes ou pas.
Hein?
Tu te diras si tu l'aimes ou pas.
Ah, ben, ma mère, elle va souvent au Costco.
OK.
Puis le fromage rouge. C'est quoi le pire?
Quoi?
T'as son fameux sachet là, de provolone, là.
Oui.
Je peux te dire c'est quoi la couleur de l'emballage? Il est rouge. Avec
oui.
du mauve.
Oui, il
Ouais,
est
ouais.
pas gros.
Ouais. Ma mère, elle m'achète le même, mais je l'adore.
Bon.
Je l'adore. Il y en a juste. C'est dommage parce qu'il y a le provolone normal. Puis,
Ouais.
tu sais, ça fait que les maudits.
Quoi?
Ils t'ont sorti un provolone. Hein?
Oui, c'est quoi?
Ils t'ont sorti un fromage provolone de la même marque.
Oui.
Avec herbe.
Oh.
Puis c'était succulent. Après ça, qu'est-ce qu'ils ont fait après?
Non.
Ils l'ont pas remis en stock.
Ah.
Fait que, une chance que c'est le meilleur. Non, t'as une très bonne idée, puis encore une fois, écoute, du fromage, c'est du fromage, là. C'est 130, c'est la même affaire. Puis Nat, avec le versatile, ça a raison, parce que, écoute, le fromage, si je veux le manger comme ça, je le mange comme ça, mais si je veux faire un sandwich, le couper en tranches au bloc, c'est difficile, là.
Ben, c'est...
Non, c'est une belle pensée.
Ouais, mais c'est des tranches minces. Mais regarde, tu mets la quantité de tranches que tu veux.
Ben oui, mais là, tu vas voir, le fromage en tant que tel, il est bon, maudit. Fait que tu fais une tranche. Dans le temps, avec maman, que je faisais, là, c'est pas complexe, c'est un déjeuner. Qu'est-ce que tu fais? Tu fais 2 toasts avec une tranche de fromage, tu mets ça au micro-ondes 20 secondes.
Ah,
Ah, c'est un délice, ça.
ah.
Fait que, on va se dire là-dessus, parce que je vais pas trop déranger. Mais nous, on se voit dessus. Est-ce qu'on se voit mardi?
OK, c'est bon.
C'est bon. Fait que passez une belle journée. Martin, il va bien ou pas?
Ah ben, il me connaît qu'il il va se faire opérer. Il y avait comme un nodule au poumon. Puis là, ils vont prendre un échantillon, ils vont l'examiner.
Tableau.
Ils montent ici en ville, là.
Hein.
Puis là, parce que ça fait Cathy, elle travaille au
Au chum, ouais.
Fait que Cathy, elle suit proche.
Ouais, c'est sûr.
Puis il va aller chez elle. Après ça, ben là, il va aller à l'hôpital. En tout cas, sa fille est là. Fait qu'elle va en prendre soin un peu, là.
C'est sûr que c'est pas une situation évidente.
Non. Non,
Surtout les poumons, surtout les organes internes, là, c'est ouf. C'est rough.
Ben moi, j'en ai un, une nodule poumon aussi, mais...
Ah!
Oui,
Mais c'est partagé! Mais pourquoi tu m'en parles en quoi?
mais ça fait longtemps que je le sais, là. Mais oui, il a comme durci.
Hein.
Fait que quand ça durcit, ça n'a plus de problème.
Mm-hmm.
C'est sûr qu'il va pas grossir ou...
Non, c'est sûr. Mais en même temps, c'est pas pour être impoli, mais un nodule, j'ai aucune idée c'est quoi. Fait que tu m'en parles, ça malheureusement, ça sonne pas de... Hein?
C'est comme une partie qui au poumon qui n'est pas supposée d'être là.
Ah, ok, je comprends.
Et moi, ça l'a durci parce qu'à un moment donné, en tout cas, je te compte ça de tantôt, là.
Ouais.
Mais, c'est ça. Mais pourtant, ça n'a pas durci. Fait que s'ils veulent l'opérer, c'est parce que peut-être...
Ça grossit.
Fait que ça peut se virer cancer, parce que ça se fait qu'il enlève une partie de poumon.
Ouais, mais encore une fois, si c'est une partie qu'il y a trop, tant que le poumon il revient à l'intérieur, il est original, il n'y a pas trop de problème, là.
Je ne sais pas si le poumon, il peut... Parce que je sais que le foie, tu peux en couper une partie, puis il va faire faire. Ben, ça dépend de ton âge aussi, là.
Ça dépend de ton âge, ça dépend combien tu coupes. Si tu coupes un tiers, oublie ça, là.
Ouais, mais partant, en tout cas, ils vont voir, là. Ils vont sûrement couper une partie, ils vont l'examiner, puis une fois qu'ils vont savoir qu'est-ce que c'est, ben...
Mais garde,
Ils vont...
essaye avec Carl. Carl, là, ils ont carrément... Regarde, ça, c'est pas pour les cœurs sensibles, là. Mais Carl, j'ai dit qu'il y avait la maladie du Crohn.
Oui.
Fait qu'ils ont pris un tube, toi. T'as mis dans les faufounes. Puis t'allais faire un laser, t'allais chercher ça, là, puis avec des pinces. Ça allait sortir un morceau de... Je sais pas c'est quoi je pense que c'est un intestin, ça aussi, là. Mais imagine, il rentre dans ça, puis avec le laser, il coupe un morceau, puis il vient le chercher. Pour faire l'analyse, justement.
Oui.
Ça va être tough, là. Hey, mais c'est quoi...
Il est jeune, à l'hôpital.
Hein?
Il est en âge.
Ouais, mais l'affaire, il arrive parce que son père aussi, il avait des problèmes comme ça.
Ah, ben ça peut être...
Génétique. Non, mais regarde, le Romic à l'ouvrage, là, Aéromic, là, ils ont fait ça.
Ouais.
Ils ont rentré un tube, et ça, c'est pas facile. Les gars, il est revenu pas, là, avec les yeux dans la graisse de bin, il est là dans un zombie.
Ah oui, il est tête, là.
Ben, pas juste ça, ils ont mis un tube dans les fesses,
Ah oui.
puis ils ont mis un tube dans la gorge. En même temps. Tabarnouche.
Bien.
Ouais. Il est revenu, puis les gars, ils disent, écoute, qu'est-ce qui se passe? Mais pour ton dire, tant que t'es. Regarde, je vais être. Je sais que c'est pas idéal, mais tant que ça souffre pas, tant que ça change rien, c'est pas grave.
Tu fais quoi ça sur Internet?
Non, merci, je parle de le correct avec tes photos des photos de cicatrices puis d'opérations qu'on va te virer, là. Merci, je vais correct.
Ben, j'écoute un truc, j'écoute.
Ah, nice, on va partager ça. Ok, vas-y.
Nick et Chick.
Quoi?
Parce que je prendrais le nom
En note?
Oui, ils font des opérations live, là.
Ah oui!
Oh, oui, il y en a des surplus de peau.
Ah, nice! Vas-y, partager ça, nice! Hey, génial! J'écoute ça tout de suite, là.
Il dit c'est 16 ans, mais parce que je comprends, mais l'autre fois, Nat avait commencé à écouter avec moi, puis ça t'a peut-être coupé, je sais pas trop quoi, mais il
C'est pas super. Mais, tu sais, en même temps, avec les chirurgies esthétiques, c'est un choix aussi, là.
Ouais.
Hey, en passant, en parlant de ça, là, tu checkeras Jim Carrey.
Jim Carrey?
Ouais.
Qu'est-ce que ça fait?
Mais tu checkeras ça dernièrement, il est sorti dans une affaire en France, là.
OK.
La face du gars, toi, mon homme, là, c'est. Hey, C'est pas normal, là. Il ressemble au gars, mais il a des différents yeux, il a différents sourires.
Ah, il s'est fait jouer dans la face?
Ah, je pense que ouais, mais je pense que ça a mal viré.
Ah.
Hey, si tu regardes, ça c'est un choix, oui, mais faudrait soin de ça. Sacrifice.
Ah, il y a plusieurs artistes qui se font jouer dans la face, puis des fois, ils...
C'est des histoires d'horreur, ça. Ouais, puis.
Regarde, Michael Jackson, à un moment donné, il n'y avait plus de nez.
Ça. Bon, c'est tombé, ouais, je sais. Ça fait 30 ans de ça. Quand même, c'est un bon exemple.
Ouais. Et c'est trop fait jouer dans la face aussi.
Ouais. Fait qu'on va tester ça-dessus, puis on va voir mardi, puis écoute, abattons les chirurgies plastiques.
Ah, oui, c'est ça.
Ouais, c'est ça. Fait que profite d'une émission là, de chirurgie plastique à caméra ouverte, là. Vas-y, profite-en.
Ah, ouais, c'est bon.
Puis un gros merci à Nat, parce que c'est vrai qu'elle est provolone. Puis c'est vrai que un cube, oui, c'est bon, mais tu peux pas faire grand-chose avec ça, là.
Ben, maintenant, t'as dit, regarde, c'est ça va être pas mal. Pour lui, ça va être pas mal.
Non, c'est une bonne idée. Puis qu'est-ce qui est vraiment nice là-dedans, là, c'est que tous les morceaux de papier, tous les morceaux de fromage sont séparés par un papier.
Bon.
Fait que c'est toujours le fun.
Excellent, c'est bon.
Tu m'enverras une photo?
Oui.
Bye, pap.
OK, bye.
Yeah, mon père. So yeah, sorry about that. When I was talking about, yeah. So when I started to do the content, I was like, okay, well, people know what I look like, but I don't want the same thing to happen in real life. I think it was more out of fear than I was afraid that. Because streaming was an escape. It was a moment of peace, and it was a moment of greatness. And I just didn't want it to reach out to reach to a point where it's the same shit that happened with my real life. Because back then my real life was insane, and I told this story multiple times, but now that I've been doing this for 4 years, I can honestly say the content creation really improved my life, because there's some technique, there's some lessons that I learned that I apply in real life, and it's really a lot better, right? Is it perfect? No. Is it close to perfect? Not even. But I'm happy. That's all that matters. C'est le fromage. Ok, cool. Ah. Oh. Nice. C'est différent. Je l'ai jamais eu en cercle. C'est ça son fameux fromage qu'il a acheté. Parce qu'il m'a appelé, my father called me this morning and said, hey, do you need something from Costco? And I was like, no, I'm good, because I did the groceries last Tuesday. But I was like, okay, you know what? Maybe I could get cheese, because cheese is always good. Because cheese is always good. But at the same time, you bought the same thing my mom always buys. So I'm like, okay, well, it's not really new, but I like it. It's something that I like, so I don't mind. So I was afraid of that, right? So speaking in French for me was something that Steph did. Wasn't that something that Ink did? And I was always wanting to make a difference between Ink and Steph. People say privacy, no, because Steph had a shitty life, so. So yes, I was afraid of speaking French, right? And I was always afraid of that. But at the same time, so what happened, which is a completely unrelated story, but still meaningful, is that I started watching people that made content in French. I was like, dude, that's actually some good content. And I felt kind of, not necessarily ashamed per se, but I felt bad, because I was like, dude, you could do that. You're not... See, it's a real big issue. And again, it's going to sound super racist what I'm going to say, but there is French, and there's French Quebec. French Quebec is super farmer, it's super vulgarized, it's villager, but it's my language, and I love it. There's a lot of people in different countries that will speak French, but the French I will speak will be French from France. It won't be French from Quebec. So I have to protect that. We have, as a province, got to protect that, right? And it's really important. It's really, really important. Yeah. So, all this to say, I saw people that were doing that and I felt bad. And I'm going to be completely honest with you, which is kind of crazy. The content I was watching wasn't the greatest content. It was TikTok live. It was people talking in French Canadian, people from my neighborhood, from the island of Montreal, where I live. It was amazing because I was like, dude, these people, I cross them at freaking Maxi. Cross is je les croise. It's in French show. I see them. I cross path with, you know, and it's amazing because I was like, okay, well, let's do that. So then I started speaking a little bit of French, started including French in my content, and then I felt bad because I was like, dude, you're including French in your content, but you don't include French in your true channel. If you're honest about this, do it in your true channel, because otherwise it's not honest. Now, you know what's the hardest, the craziest, not the craziest thing, but the hardest thing to believe? How many games didn't have multiple language? And I thought it was something because I remember the PS2 era, it was something that was kind of present. Understand? So yeah, and like that's what I'm saying. So I want to do this. Yesterday I was talking to Delahais. If it wasn't for her, I wouldn't do it in French. I would do it in English, and it was cool. It was super cool. How they feel? It felt amazing. We had fun. I played like it's kind of hard, but doing this action star, which was really funny. I had a lot of fun. The language is cool because they do some good voice acting, and it's weird because when you think about the voice acting in English, it's originally the OV, which is the OVA, which is original voice actor, and when you do the translating, it's something that is different, right? Now, this is how we're going to be ending the video, but because you say the whole time, I'm going to give you guys a bonus. What is a bonus? You ask. It's a really good bonus. The really good bonus is what? The really good bonus is an announcement. You guys know that I want to learn more language. So what I can start doing is we're going to have, and this is a huge announcement, okay? I'm going to start doing... If you play with a knife, you cut yourself. You cut yourself. It's okay. Is it bad? No, it's not bad. It's not bad. It's not so bad. Ugh. My window, and I can see you though. Even if I feel like it would all be great, put your pick. You're gonna do something cool. There you go. We're sport fan now. See, we're sport fan now. It is pretty bad, but it's okay. So, like I was saying, the cool thing here is, I want to learn more language. I could do something new, which is I'll be learning Japanese next, and with Japanese, I just think it's cool because it shows you how much you're bleeding. We'll do Japanese next, and the thing is I could play Japanese game, I could play French game, I could play English game, and do different playthrough with different voice. And not a lot of people do that. A lot of people just do one language. I could be one of the first to do that. So yeah, so I'm gonna go. I'm gonna patch that up. I love you guys so much. Thank you for listening to this. I know it's a little longer video, so fuck it. But all in all, I'm really happy. I'm really happy because I'm like, holy shit, dude, that's kind of cool. That's kind of cool if I could do more than 2 language because nobody does it. And with French, that's my normal language. And I feel like it's important because I feel like it's in a way, self-acceptance. I feel like in a way it is, hey, we speak French. Time to showcase that we speak French. Time to be proud of who we are. Time to accept who we are. Self-love, baby. That's important as fuck. That's important as fuck. It is really important because not a lot of people do that. Not a lot of people reach that point. I want to be one person that reach that point because I know I can do it. Right. And who knows? Maybe one day. I'm hesitating because I'm gonna have kids one day. I'm gonna have kids one day. And there's a real fear. I swear to God, it was not planned. Well, maybe a little bit, but not that much. There's a real fear. I talked about today about the the bully. The reason why the bully was so pissed at French people was because his family was speaking French at school. They were speaking French at home, and he didn't understand shit in French. My apologies. My father is not going to learn English, and I want him to be in my grandkids' life. And if you're going to be in my grandkids' life, they need to speak French because otherwise they can't. It's easier for them to learn than him to learn, right? And, see, already done. So it's not a big cut. We're good. There's just real fear. There's just huge fear that there'll be a disconnection. And then how can I tell my kids, hey, you're proud of your French heritage, when all my content, which is my life work, which is the thing that I love the most, I'm a workaholic. Everything that I do is related to work or not. There has to be all of me. They're gonna be part of me that I hide. They're gonna be part of me that I'm ashamed of. It has to be all of me. And all of me isn't English, all of me is French. Am I gonna stop making English content? No. But I'm doing this big effort to be more honest and to be more transparent and be more open book with you guys. Yet I'm not allowing you in the deeper part of my being, which is my personal life, where I speak French. That's not okay. Anyway. Ooh. You're finally done. Anyway, all of this to say, I love you guys, and some great things are gonna happen. Some great things are coming. Just gotta be patient and give life a chance. Okay. Wait. Okay. My window, and I can see it all, even if I fail. Don't blink, it's your blink. Yes, it's blood, we cut ourselves. Okay, we're doing well. We just finished doing intro. Smells good. Look at this. Nice sky, we love it. We finished it in an intro that in an hour. What I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna be taking a small bath, about 20 minutes. And then we'll do a TikTok live. I'm excited for that too. So yeah, so let's go, because I'm in a hurry a little bit, and I'm excited. But so we're gonna do while we take a bath and let some of the file upload. We'll get the intro. We'll do one video with, and what else? Do a video, one video with. Oh yeah, so we have to put the intro together, and we have to put True Nature Core together, and that's it. So that's pretty much it, and then I'll see you guys in an hour. So yeah, so they're good. That's good. That's good. My window, And I can see it all. Even if I feel it would all be great. Put your picture on my wall. It reminds me. There you go. See? So, like I said, I just finished the intro. What we're gonna do is go take a bath. I'm gonna be watching one of the Dragon Ball movie, what I'm excited for. I don't know which one yet. I might do the Return of Cooler because I know Cooler. I just saw the movie Cooler, so Return of Cooler would be cool. What else? We're gonna do this. I'm gonna take the time when I'm in the bath to edit 3 videos together. So the intro and 2 nature corns. So that could be cool, but we need to do it right now. So guys, I'm gonna press pause and watch the show.
You ever tried one of these?